the fact that we live in a world that you can't even close your eyes without seeing ads on the back of your eyelids, it's just frustrating. Like, why are there so many advertisements, man? It's just like, it's so frustrating. Like, nothing is pure.
Right. Dude, this reminds me of, I've told you this story, but extremely pushy salespeople.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I was walking down the bell line and I was like trying to get out of it. I was like, I really couldn't afford it. And she followed me in to the burrito shop that I was going to. She's like walking down the street. I'm like, and it got to the point where she bullied me into donating. I was like, this is crazy. It's always a good hang.
Bang. Keep on rolling, baby.
Welcome back to Good Hang, guys.
Grill. Oh, man. You were peeing in the middle of the night the other night, and I didn't know this until last night, but you know how our pee schedules align at 4 a.m.
That's impressive.
And I got up, and in my half-lucid state, I saw that the bathroom light was on, so I just said, grill. And apparently it scared the shit out of you, and I'm really sorry about
I didn't
that.
know it was good. It must have been the toilet was flushing, so it was kind of a muffled.
Oh, dude, it's the Weber ghost that looms in our bathroom. What's happening? What's happening?
How much, dog? Slept pretty good. Chilling.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Love that.
You had a nice day.
Had a good day. Yeah. Hit the climbing wall, kicked my ass today.
Good.
Yeah. Trying to get up earlier and, I shave 30 seconds off each morning. So,
yeah. What's the goal? It's like 7?
I would love to be able to get up at 7.
Yeah.
And I can get up at 7. Right now, the discipline is not there right now.
It's hard to, I feel like you got to be asleep at 11 though. That's hard. That's tough.
See, my thing is my brain at 11 p.m. looks like the scene from SpongeBob where they're all running around with the cabinets on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. Lights on. No one home.
Yeah.
Anyway.
God. I was watching that episode of SpongeBob the other night, the idiot box. When they order the huge TV and then they throw the TV in the trash just to use the box, and Squidward is like, how are they making those sounds?
Tell me that's not just such a great metaphor for how to enjoy your freaking life.
Yeah, literally.
Throw the TV out, get in the box.
Imagination.
That's right, dude. Well, I'm glad we both had a decent start to the day because we're probably about to ruin our days talking about this.
Yeah. Let's talk about shit that pisses us off.
Yeah, dude. There's a part of me that's sometimes reluctant to do episodes totally based around just a negative topic. But you know what? Sometimes you need a good, well-organized, structured bitch fest.
Dude, I think it's an important event in this life, man.
Yeah.
And like, I've had plenty of people that have become my very close friends, and they are people that I vent with.
Mm-hmm.
Your coworkers are a big one. You got a couple of cool coworkers.
Yeah.
It's healthy, man. It's healthy. And just talking about this stuff, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be able to relate, because a lot of people share these things. But yeah, shit that just gets under your skin, man. And a lot of these are personal, which, we like sharing personal stuff on this podcast. So it's always a good hang no matter what.
It's always a good hang, even if you're stinky. Just kidding. Take a shower.
Pet peeves, bro.
Yes, pet peeves. That's all to say. Welcome to the pet peeves episode.
Yeah.
What is a pet peeve?
I did a little research on this because I
love when you do that.
we throw around phrases, and sometimes we never where the hell did this come from, bro?
Yeah.
So a peeve itself comes from the older word peevish, which means ill-tempered or irritable. Pet, the pet part refers to something that is familiar or regularly indulged, like how people use pet for a favorite animal or something cherished. So a pet peeve originally meant a little irritation or annoyance that you might have a personal habitual reaction to. Something that stands out as especially annoying to you, even if it doesn't bother others as much.
Interesting. So is that to say that the original definition of a pet peeve was very personal to someone?
Yeah.
You're I can't stand when people wear the color tan. Other people don't share that sentiment. But
right.
It's interesting because I feel like pet peeves have evolved into something that a lot of us share.
Yeah.
There's some big ones that we're going to hit on this list that I would challenge you to find someone that doesn't have this pet peeve.
Yep,
You
yep.
know? And if you don't have it, you're probably the one doing it.
Right.
So.
Right. I guess there was a comic strip created by this guy Frank King, and it was called like Little Pet Peeves, and they were humorous critiques of generally thoughtless nuisance frustrations, and I guess that's where the term reached a wide viewership or whatever. Early 1900s, I think. But
Comics doing work.
interesting stuff. But yeah, let's get into it, dog.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it.
My number one pet peeve: being alive. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm okay, everybody. We're gonna kind of do this by categories here because if we're just gonna sit here and bitch, we may as well have some structure to it.
Thanks.
So first off, we're getting into things that people do. Probably the most talked about category of pet peeves, I would say. There's a lot of stuff that people do that piss us off. And so we're going to talk about it now. So you want to start?
I'll start. We can go back and forth.
Yeah, man.
I had a overall category
Okay.
of within this category.
Okay.
Things people do, and I just had driving.
Mm.
Okay, so all right. First off, like if you're too quick with a honk, the light just turned green. Settle down.
Guilty.
Give me a second. All right. I mean, if it's 5 seconds and you're sitting there, yeah. Oh shit. You know, but if I've had people honk at me and the light's like, tink, it's like fucking relax.
Yeah. Those neurons haven't even gotten to my brain. I haven't fired yet, man.
Bro. When people ride my ass, bro.
Oh,
This is one of my biggest ones. I'm going 15 over right now, and you're riding my ass.
Oh, yeah. Some
Go
douche.
around me.
Yeah. Some douche with halogen headlights,
some fucking
headbeams.
townie or something. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't mind it if someone's riding my ass in Mario Kart, bro. You'll catch this green shell to the teeth.
Yeah, nice try, idiot.
I know, dude. A well-timed banana, but in real life, IRL, bro, forget about it. I hate that.
I agree. Did you have any other things under driving?
I had driving in the next category, things people don't do. I had some
Okay.
driving stuff,
Okay.
but-
So that's funny you mentioned that because my first bullet point was dangerous drivers.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to note that this can encompass a wide range of driving behaviors, i.e., driving too fast, but also driving too slow.
Yo, yeah.
And so, like, if you're on the, I'll get on 20 and, some dingleberry is going 40 miles an hour in a 65, and it's like, what are we doing here?
That's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're causing traffic, just like, and I think the bigger thing to note here is just people who are oblivious drivers.
Right.
That I'm gonna have to be very intentional about how I express myself on this episode because I'm gonna get heated, and this one really pisses me off, man. If you're oblivious, if you're just people who can't pick a lane, or people who wait until the last second that the lane is ending to merge on, merge the second you have an opening.
Yeah. Dude, this is one that I had, but I'll bring it up now that it's up, is when people are coming off the merging lane onto the highway. I'm going 80 and they're going like 40, and I'm like, they're up ahead, and I'm like, you better step on the fucking gas.
Yeah.
Or, like, now I either have to fucking go 100 to go by you, or I have to slam on my brakes.
Right.
Get the fuck out there.
That's what I'm saying. Or when you're behind them, like you're trying to get on the highway and someone's just going 35.
Yeah.
When, it's like, how are you going to merge right now?
It's unsafe. You got to speed up. That's like one thing I will say about cars is I think it's sometimes safer to have a faster car.
Sure.
A car with some
some giddy up.
Because those situations where I've had some roads where you gotta fucking come out.
Yeah.
Just like to be able to get out there is important.
Any kind of car that is just agile in general, which if you're driving a bigger car, I understand that that's tougher. You got to give it a little more gas, but I don't know, man. I mean, speaking of dangerous drivers, like, can we just address everyone in the world that drives a pickup truck like an asshole?
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
I get it. I drove a pickup truck, like a big one once. I've never owned one, but I have driven one a couple times. Dude, you feel like a god with unlimited power. Yeah. I get it. But reel it in, dude. I mean, it's just like there's absolutely no reason for you to be riding my ass when I'm doing 80 in a 65. That's not incriminating, by the way. Everybody does it. And I don't know. It just pisses me off, dude. I had a dude cut me off the other day on the highway, and so I merged and went by him on his left, and he's flicking me off. I'm like, what kind of world do we live in here,
bro?
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off too? This is like I'm like firing different ones. Or firing.
Yeah, or it's gonna be a long episode.
Yeah. When someone will be going slow, I'll go into another lane and pass them, right? And then they'll like fucking start
out of spite,
speeding up out of spite, and then it's like, what are you?
I'm just trying to get away from you.
Yeah.
We could probably talk about this one for a while, but we should move on.
Let's move on.
So, what was your next point?
I had movie and show talkers, and I wish this was punishable by law. I had a buddy back in the day it would be like the season finale of Thrones, and he would be talking. He read the books, so he'd be like shouting out things from the books, like, "Oh, the book in the book." Dude, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to watch Thrones right now.
Oh my gosh.
This just made me think of another one too, and I know we feel differently about this, but I am not a subtitles guy.
Really?
I'm not, like, through and through, and like a lot of my friends are subtitles people, and I think the newer generation is more subtitle people.
For me, not to interrupt you, but for me, it depends on the show, right?
Okay.
If I'm watching a show that has pretty heavy accents that's kind of hard to understand, like, have you ever seen Dairy Girls?
No.
It's about these like Irish girls, and dude, their accents are so thick. If I didn't watch that show with subtitles, I would have no idea what they were saying.
That's fair.
But for me, subtitles is like, if I don't start the movie or the show with subtitles, I'm good.
Okay.
But if I start with them and then I take them away, I'm like, wait, I can't hear anything anymore. You know what I mean?
Did you watch Thrones with subtitles?
No.
Okay.
No, not that one. Because I think it's pretty easy to understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But Dairy Girls, The Chosen, I had to watch with subtitles. Yeah.
I think they're distracting,
I agree. And I think also to a certain extent, they probably, you sacrifice a little bit of the visual integrity of a show or a movie.
Right.
And so I get it. I get it. Sometimes I just need them, but I totally get it.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think the biggest thing for me on this point is people who do this in a movie theater.
Oh,
it's like we've all paid money to be here. And this, you know what? This actually brings up, I just thought of one that I cannot believe, like with what I do in my life, I can't believe I didn't think of this when we were planning, but people who talk during concerts.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I had that actually as people who talk during stand-up comedy shows, people that, if like a public speaker is speaking, I've worked like corporate events and like the boss is up there like, what a great year, guys, blah, blah, blah. And like everyone's just, like, dude, have some respect for the dude up there.
The dude who writes your paycheck is giving a fucking speech right now.
Dude, it's like you get the secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, seriously. And I also, I've seen musicians stop their show and just go, I'm at work right now. This is my job. I would appreciate if you respected that.
Yeah, that's
you paid money to be here. Like if you go to concerts and God forbid you talk during the headliner, but if you talk during the opener, like there's a special place in hell for those kinds of people.
I
man.
agree.
Stop. Just like if you want to talk, go outside of the venue or don't go.
Right.
I would rather have half the people at my show that and they're all paying attention rather than a full room and then people are talking. Like, dude,
how does that make you feel when you're up there?
It's horrible, man. It's
imagine,
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that every musician has just grown accustomed to at this point, but the way we structure our set list now, we very much take into account the fact that people will talk. And so
how does that manifest?
Well, we just won't play softer songs. We won't play quieter songs unless we close with it or something. It used to be the kind of thing where you could dip the dynamic in the middle of the set. It's we open loud. It's this big opening, killing opener. Now we're gonna dip down to 2-3 chill tunes, and then we're gonna ramp it back up for the end. And now you'll just splice out that middle part, and it's got to be loud the whole time. And like, it's hard. Like people don't understand that they're shooting themselves in the foot because I understand that you may not have the attention span to pay attention to a softer song, or even just the respect to do that, but you're not getting all the meat of the performance if you're not allowing the musician to do that. And so I think that culture really needs to change, man. Like, I went and saw a show at the Coca-Cola Roxy after we first moved here, and it was like, you know, people are just talking during the headliner. They're like turning around, taking snap. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing here? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I get
Okay.
you want to take a picture or a video like once or twice. That's fine. But as a musician, I can tell you, anybody listening to this that has ever been curious about this, like, it doesn't feel good to see a whole room full of phones. And it feels even worse to hear those murmurs in the back. You think we can't hear them because I'm next to a loud amp? Dude, though, I hear everything in that room, man.
Mm-hmm.
So just be respectful. Just being respectful in public
And
places.
if you need to have the conversation, like maybe step out.
Yeah, exactly. Or freaking text. Put your phone down here and text the person next to you. Like, I don't know, dude. It's fucking rude. And like, you paid to be there, and you know, you're disturbing the flow state and the mental state of the performer or the artist, or, you know, if you're in a musical or a play or something, like, these people have worked so hard to put this together.
Right.
And for you to just be talking about, you know, what Ronnie did, like, it's like, take that shit
Save
elsewhere.
it.
I'm sorry. I could rant about this one for a while,
No,
but
it's
that one just
such
really makes me
facts.
mad.
That's a big pet peeve of mine too.
Yeah.
I'm not a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any kind of whatever.
Yeah. I kind of interjected that point, so why don't you go again?
Slow walkers.
Woof.
I don't know, man. I just don't like. I feel like when you're behind a slow walker, it's like the driving thing, being behind a slow driver. Now I gotta like borderline jog to get by them, or I'm like so uncomfortably close to them that I feel like, do they think I'm gonna axe murder
You're stuck
them
in my
right
whole
now?
life on the boardwalk.
It's like, dude.
I hate when it's in that middle like area. It happens to me all the time on the Beltline, man. I'll be going for my morning walk, and the person in front of me isn't walking slow enough that I can easily pass them,
Right.
but they're not going fast enough that I will stay behind them, and so I have to kind of kick it into high
You
gear.
do,
And I just
yeah.
like, I just don't want to be trailing behind
It's
these
a weird
people.
thing because it takes a little while. It's
Yeah.
not like you can just go.
And then they're like, look at this idiot fucking power walking past me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I struggle. I mean, I got short legs, so I also struggle going for walks with people who walk too quick.
I think I might be one of those people.
But you have long legs. Like, you're tall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's just your natural walk. And Rachel's the same way. Like, I just can't keep up, you know? So I have to work a little harder when I'm walking with tall people. Anyway, oh, dude, this next one's a big one, man. People who litter.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this in the top 3
Yeah,
episode, but
these
listen to
people
me.
suck,
Listen to me.
man.
Listen to me so fucking.
I have so much hatred in my heart.
I have so much hatred in my heart. Yeah. If you litter, you are. That just says so much about you. Literally, exactly. And I don't know. Just, is it that hard to just hold on to it a little longer and put it in a trash can, or just? I don't know, dude. Like, when I'll never forget, I was in a Kroger parking lot, and I'm walking in, and this girl rolls down her window, and we make eye contact, and she throws some, you know, a big gulp cup or something on the ground, and we just stare at each other for a second, and she just slowly rolled her window back up. I'm going,
That's
like,
crazy,
come
man.
on, man.
That's crazy.
Just like, take care of our planet. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
like,
our
dude.
home. Like, you know, you walk down the street and there's just bullshit everywhere. It's like,
someone's gonna have to pick that up at some point. That's a
Yeah.
part of it too. It's
Yeah.
like you're
Ooh.
just making. Yeah.
sorry,
Go.
and this is just, it's all sparking ideas right now. When I'm with someone in the grocery store and they decide that they don't want the thing in their hand and they just put it in a random spot on the shelf,
That's a good one.
that pisses me off, bro. Anything you do that's gonna make extra work for a fucking minimum wage worker,
I'll be
like,
honest, I've been guilty of this before.
dude.
It's wrong.
You know what?
It's
This will
wrong.
be an episode of admittance as well.
It's wrong.
We're repenting.
It's wrong.
But yeah, I mean, that's just an example of something. But anything that makes extra work for the people who live there, and I think like returning the shopping cart is a good example. Well, they're working
anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
Dude. Yeah, trust me, they're not getting paid enough to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Damn.
Yeah, facts, bro. This is an interesting one, kind of niche, but people that photo bomb.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, dude, you're a clown.
That could have been the one. That could have been the photo. And now you got some gabagool in the background.
Right.
that-
No, it's generally you're ruining the photo. You're
Right,
diving
right,
in
right,
some
right.
hardo, putting up middle fingers. and
Yeah.
It's just like, man, come on.
This is my last photo with my father. It's like, dude, that's insane. I didn't even.
I see that a lot, and I'm just like, It's just a clown move.
I
dude.
didn't even think of that. I do think it's funny when you accidentally end up in
That's
someone
for
else's
sure
photo
funny. That's for
and
sure.
you're like spilling ketchup on your chest as you're eating a burger in the back of someone's wedding photo.
It's usually somebody that doesn't know the group.
Right. It's
That
some
might
stranger.
be kind of drunk. Yeah. It's just like taking
Yeah.
a picture with our buddies here.
Yeah.
Where they get together once a year and you really have to dive in. Now you
Yeah.
got to retake it. It's like, can we get one more? Sorry.
Yeah, right. And then it's never as good as the first one because it's
Yeah.
like you capture that candid spirit. That's a good one, man. I never ever would have thought of that. That's really good. My next one was people who blast music while they're on a hike or while they're out on walks. Was that your next
This
point?
was my next one.
Dude, listen, I'm going to make a very stern PSA right now. When people are out on a hike, they made a choice to go into nature and not on the sidewalk in their city, right? They are out there because they want to get away from noise. They want to get away from the city. They want to get away from chaos. And so when, you're on a hike and all of a sudden you hear, I see police on the crooked path. You know what I'm saying? Like, great song, but and I don't know. It's rude. It's disruptive to other people hiking. Like, we're out there to find peace and to find quiet. And so I get it if you want to fucking pop a shroom and listen to whatever, but just wear headphones. Wear headphones, man. It's rude. It's disruptive. Yeah. And I hate everyone who does it. So
That's more overarching for me too. Hiking, yeah, that's kind of wild. But I just think people that are bumping loud music in public in general kind of is aggravating. It's like, even people that roll their windows down and are blasting music, like they got the subs. It's almost like, fuck
you're
you.
doing it to be seen.
Yeah,
it's definitely a thing.
It's an attention seeking.
Yeah, because you don't need to listen to music that loud. No. I like loud music.
I bump loud music in my car, but usually if I'm doing that, like my windows are up, like for the most part. Or I'm not driving through like 10 p.m. like a suburb, waking people up.
Yeah, it's like people who turn it up when they get to the red light. It's like, come on, bro. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. Speaking of cars, my next one was gaslighting. I don't even know. That's kind of above a pet peeve. That's just a very morally wrong thing to do. But more specifically, the logical fallacy, like the red herring logical fallacy, which is, are you familiar with it? Yeah. So that just pisses me off when you bring something up and someone is like, but you did this other thing, or they'll, find something else to attack. And it's like, well, that's not what we're talking about right now. Right, we could, if that bothers you, we can talk about that, but let's address what I just brought up. Right. And it's just a classic manipulative diversion tactic, man. It's so stupid.
Yeah. A little bit of a, lack of maturity, like accountability, all that.
Yeah, for sure.
I had pathetic parkers.
Ooh,
this is
good one.
Yeah. So I've seen this a lot from people I know, whatever. Waiting for a spot that's like closer when there's like a trillion others. It might be a little bit more of a walk into Target, but dude, just like, let's just park and walk.
Yeah, like, get your steps in.
My dad used to get fired up about this. He'd be like, I'll park back here and we'll walk in. It's like, my mom though would be battling for a spot.
Yeah. By the time you get your spot, you could have been in the store.
That's right. So, and like parking garages, people will like stop in the parking garage because someone's about to back out of a spot. Yeah. When there's a spot right there.
And now they're holding up traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Come on.
It's a whole thing. I mean, yeah, anyone who holds up traffic in general, like parking garage, highway, regular street.
Right.
Yeah.
People that back into spots too when they could easily just pull in. I mean,
really?
It's like whatever, but it's like not, they're like, it's like.
I'll only back into a spot if I'm not near anyone else trying to park.
Same.
If I'm the only one in the lot, like, maybe make my life a little easier when I'm trying to leave. But if you got 3 cars on each side and you're like, wait, let me do a 15-point turn now. It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just get out of the way, man. That's a good one. People who chew with their mouth open, that's just like basic table manners type of thing.
Yeah. I don't mind loud chewing, but the mouth open is nasty.
Yeah.
And I've had people like spit will like kind of fly out and it's like landing in my
particles.
Food. Yeah. It's like, dude, come on. That's nasty.
Crazy. That's crazy.
How about teachers calling on you when you're not raising your hand?
Oh my gosh.
Shit used to.
My mom's a teacher, so we gotta be careful what we say here. No, if you're a teacher, stop doing that shit.
It's like, it's one thing to call somebody out if they're not paying attention or they're talking or something, but like, if I'm paying attention, my hand's not up, I don't know. I probably don't know. I don't know the answers. And like then they drag it on. We haven't heard from Sean in a while. Sean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's because I'm terrified right now. That's good. I mean, I can almost understand why they might do it. You know, this might be a good character building moment for this kid, but I definitely think there's a line to be drawn.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you're paying attention and you're clearly engaged in the conversation, you're nodding your head, doing all that stuff.
You're trying to embarrass me now.
And the teacher is just like, I don't know, whether it's a power trip or whatever, like, I don't know. Teachers, chime in here. Why do you do it? We need some answers. But yeah, those were tough moments, man.
Dude, brutal, man.
You know, because then you just look stupid in front of everyone. You're just I don't, especially if it's something that everyone else clearly knows and you just don't.
Right,
and
maybe
you
didn't read the chapter.
Oof, okay, well, at that point, maybe you deserve to get called out. Oh man, that's crazy. My next one was people who constantly interrupt you, or people who only listen to someone with the intention of responding.
It's a good one.
You know, I feel like active listening, you know, you're not, you maybe are putting stuff in boxes in the back of your head, but you're not like chomping at the bit, getting ready to respond. You know, you take a moment, just like, even if it's a split second, just to process what that person just said and then respond. Yeah. It just kind of bothers me. And
dude, that makes me think of kind of one, the one-uppers. Like you might tell a story, then they got to interrupt you and tell a better story. It's like, all right, dude, come on.
Let me have my moment.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
that's a good one. I didn't even think about
nobody
that.
Nobody likes that person that does that.
Yeah, I guess that also kind of relates to, you know, if you're the type of person where you just have to be the center of attention in the room, or just be the loudest person. It's like, I don't know. I think that just kind of annoys me. And because like, what's interesting is even when you're one-on-one with these kinds of people, they still have that trait of this, like, I need to be the top dog socially right now. And it's like,
yeah, you need to let go of that. Yeah. I had gross people.
Let's get into this one. I feel like it's a broad one.
Little things that just kind of tick me off, dude.
Okay.
You know, I'm sitting next to this person on a plane, and they got like, they kind of like are stinky. They got like open-toed shoes, and they brought a tuna sub with extra onions on the plane.
Did this happen to you?
This has happened to me. Yeah.
What?
You just pulled the tuna sub that's been sitting in their bag for an hour, and they're eating it, and now it stinks. Like it's just like the flight was 2 hours. Like you're disgusting.
Open-toed shoes on a plane is crazy.
I just think that's like kind of a no-fly zone, man. Like just.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, let's be very clear, man. Don't eat fish unless everyone's eating fish.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know. Fish is just it's one of the most offensive smells.
It's an offensive smell. It kind of is.
Yeah, especially in somewhere like a plane where you have
there's no escape, man.
If you wanted ventilation, you're getting sucked out of that side door. It's like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, no tuna on planes, man. No fish on planes. Get out of here.
Yeah, like a fruit cup is fine, but
just take the snack packs that they give you and move on. $12 for a freaking sandwich. My next one, I had unsolicited advice. And someone telling you how to go about something when you already know how to do it. And you clearly aren't giving any visual cues that you're confused about how to go about it. Right? This happens to me a lot. I mean, let me know if you can relate to this, because sometimes I'll just be talking about something that happens in music, either in the studio or live or whatever. And someone launches into a fucking dissertation about how to deal with it, how to solve it. It's like, well, it's like sometimes you just need someone to listen.
Right.
You know, I guess this goes back to just being a good listener. Like, I don't know. People will just like make something a problem and then try to tell you how to solve it. It's like, this was never a problem in the first place.
Right. I think this is a skill of mine, is I can just listen.
Sure. Yeah, you're a great listener.
But I don't know. Like sometimes you want to, and I agree with this. This is one of mine too. But I think sometimes you want to comfort the person that you're talking to and stuff. And you know, but there's a line of like, you know, that people will cross, that they try to give this advice that they have no grounds to give, really. Or they'll make judgments that it's like, you know, and you're right. Like, you know, I just wanted to vent for a second and just be heard. But yeah, not to cross that line. A lot of people cross it.
Yeah. It's also it's a tough line to see sometimes,
It
you know,
is, yeah.
because sometimes you're rolling the dice. You're like, if I just listen and don't actively comfort this person, maybe that's what they want. I don't know.
Right. Maybe they won't want to confide in me in the future because I didn't give them anything.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Read the room. Yeah. What do you got?
It's a good one. When public speakers ask how everyone's doing,
Oh my god.
and then they ask again.
Oh,
I didn't hear, hey, it's like, shut up. I hate you now. I hate you. It's like, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. All right, buddy.
we're doing worse now.
Yeah, we are. We're doing worse now.
I'm so glad you brought that
So
up.
many people do that. I see it all the time.
I can't hear you.
How we feeling tonight? Yeah. I can't
Crickets.
hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, because the second time they ask, it's clearly a fucking fake response.
Right.
People are like, hey, it's like, you know how like crowds can telepathically talk to each other and be like, make a collective decision. Like, everyone's like, all right, let's make a loud noise so we can shut this guy out. Like, you know, that's oh my gosh, that's such a good one. Musicians do that all the time. Oh my gosh, this makes me think of one. It's like musicians who treat an open mic like a fucking arena show.
Dude,
it's like,
that's kind of funny.
You got your fucking foot up on the stage monitor and it's like, how we feeling tonight? And everyone's like, I just wanted to grab another beer from the bar.
Yeah, we're all right.
It's an open mic. Just relax, play your songs, get the fuck off stage. I don't know. It's yeah. Man, my next point was mumblers.
Ooh, okay.
People who mumble and then get frustrated when you ask them to repeat themselves. You know, they go, and you go, huh? And they're just like,
And then they
can you please take the trash out? You know, and then it's like super.
It's like, yo,
you know,
I have somebody I know that is a brutal mumbler, a whisperer.
Oh, geez.
And we'll be right next to each other. I'm like, what? And then there'll be no adjustments made. It'll just be the same whisper. And it's
slightly
like,
angrier.
I can't even talk to you anymore. I despise every fiber of your being.
Oh my gosh.
So you're so. No, I love this cat, but come on. You know.
I'm gonna ask you who this is after the podcast. That's so good.
Talking on the phone in intimate places. Coffee shops, whatever. While you're ordering, we talked about this a little bit in the top threes, but man, I don't know what it is about that. It's always some dude with it used to be the clown with the Bluetooth thing, and dude, you suck. Jake's owe me a DC.
Oh my gosh, I'll give you 100 DCs. Dude, that makes me think of something on the other end of that. When you're talking to someone on the phone and they just cannot get the hint that it's time to wrap the fucking call up. Yeah. You know? This happened to us the other day. We were in public and I was on the phone with someone and I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good. And they just weren't getting the hint. We're trying to do something. And I'm like, I'm not just going to hang up on this person.
Right.
Oh, dude, that. Because then I feel caught in the middle. I'm like, I need to get back to what's happening in person. But I also like, this person's telling me their life problems right now. Right. I wish I could be better at just being like, shut up. You know? I don't know. Here's a good one. This is funny because I talked about this in the top threes episode. We posted a reel about it. And someone commented, and maybe we could bring up the comment, dude. It's so funny. Grammatical errors. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in the whole world. Like I said in the top three episode, if you're arguing with someone online, or if you're trying to make a point anywhere where text is your primary vehicle of expression, if you make a grammatical error, dude, your point is moot. Like, you cannot stand on business without the apostrophe and Y-O-U-R-E, dude. Like, you can't.
You just prove you're a dunce.
It's so funny, man. And we posted the reel about this, and some dude just comments. He goes, "Who gives a fuck?" I wanted to comment and be like, "Clearly not your teachers." Oh my gosh,
I give a fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's important, man. Like, knowing how to, because literally, if you use the wrong you're saying the wrong thing.
Right. No,
you know what I mean?
No sense.
I hate that we've just like become accustomed to people using the wrong ones. You know what I'm saying? It's like just break it down for 2 seconds in your head that if I say, you're annoying, it's not Y-O-U-R annoying. That would mean like what do you have an object, an annoying? And it's like I'm addressing think. Yeah, dude, I could go on about grammatical errors forever. I don't want to I know. I don't want to like waste my one soapbox moment on this, but holy shit, man. It pisses me off.
I got another, like I said, with driving. This is another very personal category for
Okay.
me, but I'm going to rifle off a few within this category. And as a bartender for years, I'm going to give a quick bar etiquette masterclass.
Let's
right
go.
now.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Listen up, people.
Listen up. If you go to bars, if you're a frequenter of bars, just hear me out for a second as someone that's been on the other side of idiots for a while. Not being ready to pay. Have your card out. Have your money out. Be ready to go. Make that bartender's life easier. They will love you for that. Okay. Not like I've had people that are like, I've like given them their drinks, and I'm just sitting there like a dumbass, like waiting, and they're like taking a sip, and then they start having a conversation. It's like, hey, like I got other customers to serve. Like let's move this along here. It's like, do I need to ask you to pay me? Like that's just common sense. Not knowing what you want. Have that figured out when you walk up to the bar. Unless it's a dead bar, if there's no one in there, you can walk up and talk to the bartender. Hey, what do you got? But if it's a busy bar, step back, be like, okay, they got this. Okay, what do we want? What do we want? I can't, if it's busy and someone's like, I'm like, what do you need? And then they turn around to their friends. What do we want, guys? I'm already on to the next person. Forget it. Think about it, dummy. When the bar's busy, turning around to friends. I just said that. See ya. When they're super nice, but they don't tip, dude. Come on. For real? I'd rather have a mean person that's a good tipper. That's straight up.
Dude.
Straight up. And ordering a drink and then walking away, or you start dancing or having a conversation. Like now I got the drink ready and I'm like sitting there like a dink again, like waiting for you to pay. It's like, dude, when you get up to that bar, just be dialed in. Once you pay for it, you're good. You tip. Then you go be a dumbass, whatever you want to do. But
yeah.
Just, have some respect.
That's
all I got. Yeah.
That's all you got for the bar?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because my next point was treating service industry people like shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
And again, not to keep referencing the top 3 episode, but we really locked into this one on that. And especially you being a bartender, people need to heed this. What you just said, that masterclass, like that, we need to make that a reel. That's gonna be. We're gonna sponsor that post.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone had that figured out, man, it would just it'd be great. The world would be great.
Yeah, Can I tell a quick story about this? This is crazy. So when I was in college, obviously this will remain nameless.
Yeah.
When I was in college, there was a pizza spot that everyone would get fucking stony baloney at. And go to at 3 a.m. They stayed open super late. There's one spot in town. And I'm in there one night, fucking barbecued off the devil's lettuce. And I'm looking around and I see a kid from my high school. I'm like, holy shit. And I remember that he was dating a girl that went to my college. And he just happens to be there that night at the pizza shop, 3 a.m. I remember, in high school, he was always one of the rich kids, just a kid that sucked. You know what I mean? Like anybody that wasn't on his level, he just didn't even pay any mind to.
Oh, no.
And so it's a slammed pizza shop, dude. Obviously, every stoner within a 50-mile radius is here. Right. And the guys behind the counter, there's like 3 guys working, and they are busting their ass. You can see they're dripping sweat, dude. Like they are working hard.
Yeah.
And this fucking asshole keeps going up to the counter being like, where's my pizza? Where's my pizza? And they keep going, we're working on it. We're sorry. We're so sorry. Thank you for your patience, everything. They're being super kind about it. And any normal person would have just gone, that's okay. I understand you guys are busy. Like, take your time. I walked in here, saw it was busy, and ordered. And therefore, I am not going to complain when it takes a while because I knew that walking in.
Most people, if they see, you got a tight staff and they're busting ass, will be okay waiting.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
As it should go. And so I order. He's like, it's going to be a little bit, no problem. I step back. I'm kind of waiting against the wall. This dude keeps going up and asking them about his order. And finally, they give him his order. And he's like, fucking took long enough, and took 2 $1 bills out of his wallet and threw them on the counter. Didn't place them. He threw them at the cashier and said, here, you need these more than I do.
What a scumbag.
And he walks away. I was like, you know what? I hope they poisoned your pizza.
Yeah,
like
piece of crap.
Dude, like people who act like that.
Oh my God. The entitlement
Yes,
That's a
exactly.
big
Entitlement is the perfect word for it. Dude, listen, service industry workers, those are the giants upon whose backs we stand in this world. Like, come on, man. These are the people serving us, like, busting their ass. They're like, think about all the shit they got to deal with, right? A hot kitchen, drama on the staff, you know, low wages, bad tipper, like all the stuff that they deal with, man. Like,
And the worst part of it is customers like that. Like,
right.
That's what really can bring you down. It can ruin your whole shift.
100%.
It's just like, man, like,
yeah. Lose the entitlement act when you're just lose it altogether, but especially when you're out at a restaurant or at a bar or a coffee shop, whatever, man. I mean, these are good people and they're working hard. So take care of them, tip them well.
God forbid, like this kid who's like, whatever, you said he was rich and whatever, like comes from that kind of a family. Like, man, like he should sit back and be like, wow, I am grateful to have been blessed in this position that I'm in.
Right.
And like, not everyone is born into that.
Yeah.
So pay it back. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you've been very fortunate. Pay it back.
Right.
At least by not being a total dickhead.
Right.
My God.
I mean, if you have the means, dude, if I had the means to give a
monster
$15 to $50 tip every time I went out, dude, like we're taking care of those people, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's like a lot of people who just haven't worked in those industries just don't get it, you know? And it's like, until you have to survive on tips, you don't understand the gravity of what tips mean, man. Like that shit is so important. So I don't want to harp on this too long, but that is definitely one of the bigger points on this episode I wanted to hit.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, man. Yeah.
Floor is yours.
When people make something their whole personality.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I love this one.
Whatever. Taylor Swift, weed. You know what I mean? The holistic, the hippie holistic. You know what I mean? And that's cool. That's your thing. But when you get preachy about it, and it's just you just like kind of force it on other. It's just like, okay, like that's weed's tight. That's cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But when it's your whole thing, it's like,
yeah,
not so cool.
You know, it's a funny quote I heard about that one time is that obviously, like, you have hippies and you have metalheads, right? And this quote was like, hippies are mean people pretending to be nice, and metalheads are nice people pretending to be mean. And I'm like, obviously, I don't want to like deal in an absolute. Obviously, there's great people on both sides, but I just thought that was funny, man.
That's
because a lot of times, like, you know, these hardcore, deathcore, screamo metal bands, like the people I'm meeting, like they're like the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, sweethearts.
And then
I love that. I love seeing that.
Yeah,
when it's like,
it's
like some really intimidating dude walks up to me at the bar. And
Teddy bear.
He's an absolute awesome human.
Yeah,
that's great.
Exactly, man. I love that.
I'll drop another one on you. Being micromanaged, man. I know what I'm doing. That just annoys me.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
That's a good one. I like that. My next point was fear mongering. Just people using fear tactics to try to convince people to go one way or the other. And I think I'll loop my next one into this because they're kind of related. Always stating things as if they are fact.
Big one.
And dealing in absolutes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I know, like, I'm guilty of this sometimes. I'm sure there's been a moment on this fucking episode that I've been guilty of this, but yeah, are you ever talking with someone and they just go, ba-ba-di-ba, and like, they just don't leave any room for another sentence to come in? Yeah, it sucks, man. And you're like, well, how are we supposed to have a constructive conversation here? Even if it's about something that we agree on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the best scientists are always the ones saying, this could be wrong. This could be proven. I hope this is proven wrong in the future for the sake of advancement. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. Anybody that deals in absolutes, it's just like, I just like don't trust those people.
Like, or sometimes they're kind of ignorant in a way, or they see something or they read something and they take it as absolute fact. Like, you have to be a critical thinker to be a real, good. You got to think critically about everything, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just taking things in absolute can be very dangerous. And it can lead to these radical thoughts and I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of want to loop my next point in real quick before you hit one more, because you just basically said it. People who use social media as their only source of information, you know, we're in a time right now where scientific and trusted sources are being talked about as if they are opinion.
Yeah.
And then the same person will turn and see something on TikTok and say, yeah, I'm not going to question that. Like, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, the irony there is like,
Yeah, it's wild.
This is proven, peer-reviewed studies. Like, the earth is fucking round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. It's just, it's so silly to me. It's so silly to me. Like, you're taking the more hollow thing as your source, but when there's this thing presented to you that's proven, fact-checked, peer-reviewed, you're like, could be wrong. I'm like,
yeah,
it's just stupid. And it's just, I don't know.
Agreed,
Those kinds of people usually are just like, where'd you get your source? They're like, TikTok. You know,
yeah. Or like you have one news channel that is Bible to you.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just like,
And this is also not to say that good, true information isn't spread on TikTok. I mean, I've learned so many cool things from TikTok, man. But like you said, critical thinking. We got to be, wise enough to check on that stuff. Yeah, that's all I got.
I'm just gonna rifle through my last four or whatever that I kind of thought of. When your eyes glued to your phone, people, when you're trying to talk to them, it's like, make eye contact with me and let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Clipping your nails around people. Has anyone ever done this around you? They're just like clipping their toenails.
Yeah, this one doesn't really bother me that much.
Really? That's just nasty to me. Speaking about yourself in the third person.
Oh, interesting. I never thought of that. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Sean had a tough day today. It's like, shut up, bro. Cracking knuckles. People are cracking.
Does that bother you?
A little bit. It's just like, it used to bother me a lot when I was younger, and they're just. It's like,
are you talking about the type of person that does it with the intent of like getting attention for it?
It could be either way, or maybe they're just sitting there, it's just like, oh, dude, like,
yeah.
It's just weird.
It's definitely probably not great for your body, but yeah, I'm a knuckle cracker.
Yeah, I haven't never noticed you do it, or it hasn't, bothered me.
Because I'm not like, all right, you want to get down to business? Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't do that. These rings will take my skin off.
And my last one, bro, and I don't really burn very much anymore, but we'd be passing around a blunt, and Big Dog gets the blunt, whoever, and they start telling a story.
Oh,
and like, it's like, dude, pass that thing off, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
Top priority is moving it.
Like, come on, dude.
It's me looking at someone else's plate of food. You gonna finish that?
Oh, the microphone.
Oh my gosh, it's a stink bug.
Stink bug on the prowl.
Stink bugs love this room, dude. I don't know what it is. Crazy. Does that wrap your list?
It does.
All right. Things people do.
All right. Let's move into things people don't do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop one on you here. Simple common courtesies, bro. Please and thank you when they don't say that, or they don't say excuse me. That shit goes a long way, dude. And if I hold the door open for you, thank me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not doing it for the thanks, but deliver it anyway. I mean, I wish I could tell the future. So like, it was like almost like I knew if this person that I'm going to open the door for was going to say thank you.
Oh,
and if
future you?
Yeah. And if it was like, nope, this is a no-go on this cat. Yeah. I would do the fake and then just.
Oh my gosh. Hold it closed so I can't get in.
Yeah. Yeah. And this kind of loops into a couple of things I want to mention. Driving. If I pull over to let you pass on a tight street, or I'm letting you out, give me a wave, dude. It's so
Every
simple.
time.
Or the quick, your hands are on the wheel and it's just,
That makes my day.
Me too. It's like, that is a good human being.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I make a scene when people let me out.
You're
I'll be
like
yeah, and then I'll get in front of them and I'll be like, I'll give them like the the wave through the back windshield too.
Yeah.
I'll give them the double wave.
You park your car, get out the sunroof, and you're like, thank you.
Dude, like
That's a good one, man. That's
like,
a good one.
It's just so simple, bro. But
Yeah.
like, in signaling, it's amazing how many people do not signal.
Dude, I had this on my list. This may be my fucking soapbox issue, man. I don't know. Like, it's a safety thing. Just do it. It's free. Putting your turn signal on is free.
Yeah.
Nothing in this world is free, but that is free, dude. It's so crazy, dude. That's a girl. Oh, dude, I'm so glad you brought this up. This is like just little courtesies, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what used to piss me off is like, this still pisses me off. If I'm walking and someone's kind of coming the other way and it's tight and they make literally zero effort to like maybe just turn a little bit so I can get by them a little easier. dudes who just kind of like puff their chest and are walking. It's like, dude, if I didn't get out of the way right now, would you just hit me?
Right.
If
do you really have to assert dominance right now?
Right. If I was looking off in the distance, hey, to someone, would you hit me? It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
God, we could talk about the alpha dominance thing forever. Like, that is a pet peeve of mine. Just like anybody who fucking centers their life around that shit. Just be courteous to people. It doesn't make you fucking feminine to say thank you. Like,
it's crazy.
Also, like, saying that feminine is bad is just another issue. Like, it's not weak. That's what I should say. It's not weak to like.
There's no weakness in kindness. Like,
no,
it's just so
get that tattooed on your fucking neck, dude. Oh man. Okay.
We got
my first big point, and I took a note out of your book here, and I did a couple subcategories here. Hygiene.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of your hygiene, if you don't take regular showers, let me also preface this. I understand that not everybody has the means to do this, right? Having like exceptional hygiene, i.e., going to the dentist or getting braces, like stuff like that, that's privilege, right? It's a privilege to be able to take a shower every day. We have running water in our house. We have access to this stuff. I understand that some people don't have that, and my prayers go out to them. I'm addressing the people that have the means to do this and don't. Yeah. Taking showers regularly, right? We live in Georgia, dude. It's 125,000 degrees during the summer. Like, we're sweating. Like, take a shower, But I get that you're just gonna sweat, like we all do. But take a shower, floss your teeth, right? If there's just like, that's how bad breath happens a lot. Is not flossing. Just do that. Brushing your teeth twice a day. Just do it. And then deodorant, dude.
Big one.
This is a big one. This is my soapbox. I'm going to stand on fucking business when I say this. Essential oils are not deodorant.
Yeah.
They are not deodorant, dude. Oh my gosh. The last thing I want to smell is like lavender plus BO. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't doesn't do the job of deodorant.
Right. I mean, I understand a lot of deodorants have probably some toxic chemicals. Like, I'm sure aluminum is not good to be putting on your body, but I'm sure there are some options out there that are all natural options that can musk the stank.
Oh yeah,
of body
100%.
BO. Pit BO is offensive. Dude.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I'm at the point where I can like start to smell mine, and I just like lock it down. Dude.
It's bacteria, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's gross.
And you don't have to smell like. I just thought of one that we're talking about this. It was like when you smell too good, when it's the perfume is just like choking out the room. It's like, come on, like you don't have to smell good. You just don't have to smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever look at a video of someone online and you're like, I can smell that dude's cologne through the phone. Yeah. This episode is not brought to you by Axe Body Spray. Yeah. Oof. And another kind of point here I had that was like, we have these images of famous people in our heads and these ideas about them that they are, untouchable God figures and that they can do no wrong. I found it kind of funny thinking about the fact that like really famous people could stink. You ever think that like the director of some movie who, is a great dude who worked on the set, everybody knows this guy, but someone's like, he's a great director, but he stinks, or like the creator of SpongeBob freaking stinks. Like nobody, I don't know if that's true. I don't want to call him out, but I just found that interesting. Everybody, this is a good humbling fact. Is like some people think their shit don't stink.
Yeah,
your shit stinks.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. If your kid is being a nuisance on a plane and you don't do something about it, that pisses me off, dude. I had a kid on a plane. He's a young kid, and like I don't blame the kid because kids aren't socialized. They haven't been socialized so much yet that they know that you shouldn't do that. But this kid's like reaching through. He's like yelling and blah, 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 on the plane, but whatever. It's a kid. And he's turning and he's putting his arm through he's in front of me. And he's putting his arm through the seats and he's just grabbing my leg the whole flight. And like his mom's sitting right next to him. And it's like, you see him turning over and fucking with me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm trapped in this seat and I got this fucking kid. Like, it's like, dude, chill out.
Oh my God.
Do something about it, mom. Come on.
Yeah. I had a point about that. Just like controlling your disruptive child.
Yeah.
If your child is screaming, right? Listen, this is a dangerous statement to make because I am not a parent. I totally understand that, like, there are probably moments more so than not when you're a parent where you are just exhausted. And the idea of trying to control your kid again is you can't even bear it.
Right.
You can't even bear thinking about that. But like, if it's at the point where your kid is like attacking other people or, you know, disturbing other people on a level that's deeper than just the being loud.
Right.
Like, you kind of do something about it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's a good point. It's a good point. Man, it's like we already kind of talked a lot about these ones I had. Oh, here's a good one. When you're playing a show as a band and you don't shout out the other bands on the bill, you don't shout out the sound engineer, you don't shout out the bartender or the crew. These, like, that is such a little thing that goes such a long way. Like, that honestly is a better way to get venues to remember you than being really good. If you make the crew and the staff feel heard and seen and loved, man, like, they will have you back 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And this is something I think a lot of musicians don't do. And if you're listening to this and you don't do it, start doing it. Like, I promise, like, you get what you give, man.
Yeah.
Not that you should do this with the intention of receiving love back. You should do this because these people are busting their ass and they deserve credit and thanks. But
it's a team effort, and I know you don't technically work there as the musician, but you're the centerpiece that night, and it's a whole cohesive thing.
It takes a village, man.
It does, man.
It takes a village, and that, kind of going off that point, like, when bands on the bill will just have this competitive aura about them that they're like, oh, we're the headliner, like, we're not going to talk to you, we're better than you or whatever. It's like, dude, come on.
Wow.
And then we get up there and smoke them. It's, I don't know, it's just stupid, man. Like, like, people just acting like their shit don't stink, you know?
Right.
Come on. Like, we're all in this together. We're all here to put on a good show. Like, let's do this as a team, like you said. I think it's important.
Sure, man. For sure. If you don't rinse your dishes, remember the Rick and Morty night person episode?
Oh my gosh.
Just rinse your dishes. Takes 2 seconds. That's a quick one. If you don't cover your mouth when you're sneezing or coughing, or if you sneeze right into your hand, that's disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta come into the, like, dude, I know a guy, he's like, and then he's like trying to dap me up. Or it's like, if you don't wash your hands after you just took a piss or whatever.
Oh my, that was one of my points, dude.
Yeah, we're in the gym bathroom. I have a memory where I was at the gym. Some guy didn't wash his hands. And then he went to, like, shake a dude's hand that he recognized. And the guy had seen that he just came out of the pisser without washing his hands. He's like, I'm not trying to shake hands with your dick. That's a great way of putting it, man. Like, dude, fucking, I ain't trying to shake hands with your cheesy ass dick. Wash your hands.
I think it's a non-negotiable, dude. Like, if you're in a bathroom, obviously, unless you walk in and walk right back out, think about it. You're touching the flushing handle, you're touching the door. Like, wash your fucking hands. This is like the mask.
Don't you want to, like, wash your hands anyway?
Right. This is like the mask thing. Like, you're not just doing it for yourself, dude. You're doing it to protect other people who may be more susceptible.
Goes into the hygiene thing too.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. It's that's so frustrating. That's a point that I had. It's just like, you use the bathroom, you wash your hands. I don't understand. I feel like I've been seeing it more often recently that people just don't do it.
I see it a lot, man.
The gym all the time.
I see it at the bar bathrooms. Like,
this is crazy. People at the fucking gym will walk into the bathroom barefoot, not wash your hands. Like, I saw you go into the stall, take a shit barefoot, not wash your hand. I'm like, and then you're going and, like, touching the climbing holds. Come on, fuck.
That's all I had for that stuff. But
okay, I've got a couple more points. Okay. Maybe I can just rifle through them like you did. Punctuality is a big thing for me. If you're just not showing up on time ever or not showing up prepared, that is a huge thing for me. I think it's just rude and disrespectful to everybody involved. I get that sometimes being late is out of your control, but at least give me a heads up or give be like, hey, got caught in traffic. I'm running a few minutes behind. I apologize. I'll be there as soon as I can. Also, don't lie. If you just didn't get ready in time and you're going to be late because of that, say that. Right. Hey, sorry, I kind of just mismanaged my time today. Got ready a little too late. I'll be there as soon as I can. I'd rather hear that than see you being like
a big story.
Being like, I got caught in traffic, and then you show up with fucking Dunkin' in your hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, clearly you lied and now the vibe is weird.
Right,
I hate that. Punctuality is important.
I used to be guilty about not being punctual for a long time, but since I moved down here, I've been actively better about it. It's been something that I've worked on, and I've been good.
Good on you, dude. So. Another one, we kind of touched on this, but if people just don't listen and I have to constantly repeat myself, I hate that. It's like after the second time, I'm just going to get frustrated, and you're not allowed to get mad about that.
Right.
People who don't have any kind of spatial awareness, right? Like if you're just a bull in a china shop wherever you go, Jesus Christ, figure it out, dude. Woo, that one pisses me off. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had. I think before we jump into this next category, I talked to our roommate Zoe, and I asked her what some of her pet peeves were. She has some good ones. Her number one, the first thing she said was not refilling the Brita. Ooh. And I was like, this is so good. We got to give Zoe a huge shout out for this one because that's a really good one, man. You know what? 3 ounces of water? Come on. This was a good one she had. That's kind of niche, but I really like that she mentioned it. She said when people kind of misunderstand yoga, and really just skew the intentions and the purpose of yoga, and she mentioned it frustrates her a little bit when, you go, you should come try yoga with me, and the person goes, oh, I'm just not flexible. And she's like, well, that's why you do it. Right. You know what I mean? We do this. It's a practice on many levels, physical, mental, spiritual. Yeah. Like I don't know. I think people definitely, we can even affirm that. People definitely misunderstand something like that. And I thought that was an interesting point. She said loud breathers, not even mouth breathers, but just if I can hear you like, in general, like, I don't know. I understand sometimes it's like a health complication, but like if you're just like, if your idle state is just loud, like, I might need to wear earplugs. And then last thing she had was ordering at a restaurant while you're on your phone. Yeah, for sure. Not giving the cashier or a person taking your order your full attention and respect.
That's total BS. I agree.
Yeah. All right.
Let's dive into things people say. We can move through these pretty quick. I think, because a lot of these kind of speak for themselves. You know I love you, but dropping that on them. It's like,
good one,
man. Just don't sugarcoat it. It's like a passive aggressive kind of thing.
Yeah. I really quick before you move on. I think on that point, when people apologize and then it's followed by a but.
Yeah.
That is
that whole thing.
Yeah. Anything where you just put a but at the end.
And everyone's been guilty of it.
Of course. It's something we all work on, but it negates the apology if you go, hey, I'm sorry I did that thing to you, but. And it's usually followed by the red herring where they're like, but you did this, whatever. Right. Yeah, I got the shit. I had, when people add LOL to posts and texts just for no reason.
Oh, I do that sometimes.
I like, it'll be like a professional, like a great sentence, and then they put lol at the end. I'm like why'd you do that? I don't know. That one,
that was a millennial thing.
That one's kind of niche, but LOL for me has always held like a very passive aggressive place in my mind. And, I don't know. I try to stay away from it. I prefer, Raffle or LMAO.
I'll drop an LMAO. There's levels
Raffle
to it.
BBQ.
There's levels to it. LOL is a little lighter than an LMAO, but all caps, ha 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 ha. I'm actually laughing out loud.
Oh yeah, 100%. If I am actually laughing really hard, I will text that person. I am standing in my kitchen, audibly cackling.
You
right
do
now.
That stuff, and I appreciate that. Maybe I should start factoring that in, but
I just want to be direct.
Yeah, you'll be like, you'll paint a picture of it.
Yeah, I'll be like, let me set the scene. I woke up today.
Yeah, that ass
crazy.
No offense. Oof. That adds offense, Chief.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, just shoot straight. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just gonna be just shoot straight, man. Oh yeah, no offense. Hey, no offense, but you're an asshole for saying that. When strangers throw around the term in a condescending way, like sweetie, sweetheart, or buddy, listen, buddy.
I use buddy a lot.
It's
not in a condescending way, though.
I know. It depends on how you use it. That's like all these very much depend on how you use it. Like if an old woman calls me sweetheart, I'm like
money,
But if, I don't know why, maybe it's just my pride getting in the way. I'd be curious to see. But when like someone younger than me calls me buddy, I'm like, or I just don't, you know what? I just don't like being called buddy.
Okay.
I like being called buddy if someone is referring to me indirectly. I feel like that's Aaron. That dude's my buddy.
Oh, for
Or
sure.
that dude's my
Yeah,
bud.
yeah.
Like he's one of,
I'll pass checks back to people and be like, thanks, buddy.
yeah.
It's like, maybe I should not do that. But that reminds me of people calling me sir. I had someone who was, only a few years younger than me that was working with me. And yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Like when they
I'm
overdo
not a sir, dude. I'm
Yeah.
not a sir. I'm your age. Like, I'm pretty young. Like, I'm not. It makes me feel like a dad, like an old cat.
Oh, really?
It's like, I don't know. I just don't like why I'm not a sir. I'm fucking chilling. Like, I'm not. I have no power over you. Like,
I'm not a sir. I'm Sean.
I don't like that, man. So
That's
I don't know.
funny. Dude.
I said something to her. I was like, hey, like, you don't have to call me sir. And she's like, I call everyone sir, so don't take it that way, bro. I was like,
All right. Well, now you're being an asshole about
I was
it.
like, whoa.
That's
right.
crazy.
whatever.
That's crazy. My next one was, I would rather someone turn to me and go, hey, shut the actual fuck up. I would rather them do that than shush me.
Being shushed is criminal.
Dude, shushing people is just so unbelievably condescending.
Criminal.
Oh, it hurts on a level. Like, I try to recognize when I'm just feeling slighted or feeling angry, and that's my knee-jerk reaction for being called out. There's a difference between that, which is on me, versus just being condescending in the way that you call someone out. And shushing is like really the only way I can think of calling someone out. That's because it's also not direct.
It's fucked.
You're kind of beating around the bush a little bit. I mean, it's like, I get what you're trying to do, but like, when people just do like a quick, like, shh, I'm like, didn't that hurt just hearing that right now?
I want to like throw hands. Dude.
Yeah. Don't shush people.
Yeah.
Just tell them, hey, would you mind just being quiet? I don't know.
Yeah. That reminds me of, like, when people tell me, like, or, they're like, dude, relax or calm down.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
it takes a lot for me to get fired up. So let me cook.
Yeah.
If I'm getting fired up about something, generally, like, something bothered me.
Yeah.
So don't tell me to relax.
Yeah. Dude, another thing on that point, if you wronged someone, you don't get to dictate how they call you out for it.
Right.
It's like, this would happen to me all the time. Like, I would get upset with someone for something, and then they go, you can't address me that blah 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 blah. I'm like, you're the fucking villain here. Let me be angry,
Right.
Because then, like, I kind of see that as a form of gaslighting. If you don't let someone express their anger, sometimes it's like, sometimes you just gotta sit there, fall on the sword, and take it, man. Like, if you fucked up, like, just let them cook, like you said, man. That just pisses me off. Like, you don't just because you're mad that they're angry at you, like, you don't get to write the roadmap.
100%.
You know what I mean? Let that person express how they need to express, or else they're just going to build resentment.
Right.
And they're going to stop bringing things up to you. They're going to stop calling you out on stuff which you don't want, dude.
Right.
Like that. That makes me want to bark. Oh, fuck.
This is something that I do, and it bothers me that I do it. I'll say literally a lot, or I'll say like.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll watch this podcast
Same.
back, and I'm like, I was like.
Yeah.
It's like, snap out of it.
Filler words are killer words.
Dude, man, it's just like, it's just so annoying. But,
Yeah. That is interesting, because I wonder if that's a generational thing. It feels like people in our generation and younger are really the only ones who do it.
I agree.
I never hear, I mean, maybe that's just because people who are a little bit older have worked on it and gotten out of it.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, but it's that one is frustrating, because I do it a lot too, especially when I'm rolling, I'm making a good point, and I just, sometimes in order to not overthink
Or to
and
not lose
just-
your train of thought, sometimes I'll have to just keep the wheel turning. I don't know.
Yeah. Good one.
Got any more?
No, that was all.
I got a few more on my rifle. You look tired. So I look like shit?
Brother, I'm suffering.
It's like, come on, just tell me I look like shit. You look kind of tired. Never say that to a woman, man.
Especially when you're not tired.
Right.
Someone says that to you and you go,
it's like, wow, am I really
wow,
aging?
what's wrong with me?
Yeah. It's like, when you're beating a dead horse, like that joke's got cobwebs on it at this point. Let it go, dude. Let it go.
Can I make a PSA here? Can we lay the Aaron joke to rest? I tell people my name is Aaron. They go, oh, Aaron.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm going,
It's like,
stop doing that. It's not funny anymore. It's not even funny because it's stupid. Like, we're past that point too.
Yeah.
That shit. Oof. Yeah. Let's lay that one to rest. That's thank you for bringing that up because
I got a couple more good ones, bro.
yeah.
I could care less. I hear this one a lot. It's I couldn't care less.
Yep. That
You
goes
realize
back.
that makes no sense, right? I could care less than care less.
Yeah.
Dummy.
That goes back to our grammatical.
Yeah,
errors,
that's
man.
part of it.
That's
People just don't even think, man.
Mhm.
You're too young to know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
That was before your time. You don't know my time, bro. I've seen the Magna Carta.
Ah, this is such a good one.
I've smoked weed with Johnny Hopkins.
Oh my
Cut
God.
the shit, man. You don't know my time. I'm 850 years old, bro.
Oh, dude. This would happen to me when I worked at the guitar store all the
Oh my
time.
God.
Because most of our clientele was pretty old. And they would go, oh, you probably don't know this song. Oh, you probably don't know this person. And I'm going, yeah, I know that person and I know their uncle. Like,
It's one thing for me to be like, oh, that's a little out of my time. Like if I admit that.
Sure.
It's like, okay. But don't assume. Don't assume, bro.
yeah, that's so condescending.
Yeah.
I wonder if that comes from, older people just kind of being bitter at young people for being young and they feel a need to state something that may assert their dominance of wisdom or something. It's like, stop doing that.
Sure, dude. For sure.
Anytime someone would say that, I would think, oh yeah, well, you're too old to blah, 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 blah. It's like, that can go both ways, dude.
All right, brother. Let's dive into the last category here. Just things in the world, like overall kind of things.
Right.
Like not necessarily people and stuff, but I'll start us off if you don't mind.
Go for it.
This is a big one for me. This like makes my blood boil. When I'm wearing sweats and I jump into my car and my phone slides out of my pocket into the vortex between the seat and the center console, and I can't really get to it because I got fat fucking stubby hands. Runs in my family. Dude, steam comes out of my ears, dude. It drives me insane.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's
Drives me insane, bro.
Oh my God, I get a picture of you just being angry as shit in your car. My first one was just like things that just aren't quieter than they could be. Like, dude, I am so sick of how loud leaf blowers are.
Oh my God.
What is the deal? I understand that they're gas powered and there's like an engine in there, I
There
think.
must be some kind of, yeah.
But why can't they be quieter? And why do people have to leaf blow at 6 a.m, man? I just don't get it. Like, and this goes for a lot of stuff. There's plenty of things in this world where it's loud, and you look at it and you go, "Does that need to be that loud?" You know what I'm saying? Big one for me.
Yeah. Inanimate objects not working. Like just like the toaster, the TV remote, the potato masher is like stuck in the drawer.
Oh my gosh.
Grocery carts with like a one shitty wheel. It's
Oh.
like, come on. Simple.
Oh gosh. Why are batteries so expensive?
don't know,
I
bro.
went down a fucking rabbit hole on this the other day. I was like, because I bought these batteries at Best Buy were marked $6.99. I was like, that's a pretty good deal for some batteries. And I got to the counter and she goes, that'll be $19.99. It was
Whoa.
like 4 AA batteries.
Everything. What?
Yeah, it was insane, dude.
Oh, get them at Costco or something. That's
and
crazy.
so, yeah, I went home and I Googled. I'm just going, I put my tinfoil hat on. I'm going, why are batteries so expensive? And it's like, well, there could be the supply chain. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we got to take down big battery.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, shit.
Buffering videos. Slow internet, pages not loading. It tweaks me out.
That's a good one. That makes me want to throw my phone through the window sometimes. Like, what a first world problem, but holy crap, it gets under your skin. Professions that don't get paid as much as they should.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm talking about teachers on
man.
this one, man.
Yeah.
Like, how are teachers not paid as much as doctors is crazy to me. That's
like
crazy.
they're wildly underpaid.
Oh my gosh. My mom was a teacher. There was so many times coming home and you should be frustrated about something and then you're thinking about the average teacher's salary and you're like, the absolute just determination and love for the freaking job they have to have in order to overcome staring down the barrel of a dog shit salary and dealing with
maybe if they
annoying
were
kids all
paid
day.
better, things would be like, I don't know.
The education system in general needs more money.
It needs work.
Yeah.
When I'm in a rush and it's just a red light clinic,
Oh my God.
I get upset about that.
It's only ever when you're in a rush.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, that is so frustrating, dude. Especially when you're running late.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that kills me. When someone in a public place I guess this could have been looped in with one of the earlier categories, but when someone in a public place is playing a game on their phone and it's just loud as
That's
fuck.
annoying.
Listen, I don't want to listen to Candy Crush.
Right.
It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's just fucking rude. I don't know.
When you're throwing something out and it sticks to your hand for a split second and then you miss the trash can, now it's like you gotta bend over and pick it up. And it's like you're like dunking it in.
I feel like you're the only person in the world that's angry about that.
Bro.
So funny,
That's weird.
yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. When just deviated septum.
Yeah, a lot of
The
people
fact-
have that.
Yeah, I have to sleep on my left side. It's very rare that my right nostril will open while I'm sleeping. And so sleeping on my right side is a fucking privilege.
Dude,
But
that's a good one.
yeah,
Like just the nostril game in
yeah, just
general.
when I go, sometimes I'll wear nose strips when I sleep and they open up my nostrils. So I'm in bliss. And then I take it off in the morning and I'm like,
I can't breathe again.
it makes me feel claustrophobic.
Yeah, I
And
hate
just,
that,
I'm
yeah.
like, what? Like, why?
Yeah. Just work.
Yeah. Please work.
Parking tickets.
Oh my god.
I've been ticketed. I've been booted. I was out of my car for 3 minutes. I'm not even. I didn't know I couldn't park. Like, come on.
Listen, this is a good point that you bring this up because here in Atlanta, there's a lot of boot scammers out there. So I learned this the hard way.
Yes, you did.
But when someone boots you and they come up to you asking for the money, ask them a couple questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ask them a couple questions. If you're like, who do you work for? What's your company called? Blah, 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 this and that. And if they get tweaked out at the idea of you going, I'll just call the cops and maybe they can come check on this. And if they validate it, I'll gladly pay it. If they get tweaked out at that, like that might be a red flag.
Yeah.
But I had this dude, he fucking booted my car. And I'm like, what's going on here? And he goes, if you don't want to pay, like he saw that I was getting frustrated about it. He goes, well, you could just like pay me $50. And I'm like, how are you offering me a discount?
Right.
Does that come out of your paycheck? What's going on here? Like, also, are you just upcharging it and that's actually how much it should be? I'm like, this is a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Booting parking tickets, like, I understand if there's a fire lane or something and you really can't park there, it's a safety
you're in
thing.
front of a hydrant. Like,
Yeah,
totally
I get it. But parking tickets is such a bullshit excuse for the fucking city to make more money. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Parking tickets make my blood
Some people
boil.
get really aggressive with them.
Yeah.
Like some of those guys, but
When you get ticketed like the second after.
yeah. It's like,
Come on.
Attention seekers, nosy people.
Mm.
Those are just a couple I rifled through. Stepping in water with socks on
Oh my god.
drives me insane, bro. Insane.
Ooh, stubbing your toe.
Ah.
Oh, good lord.
Taking a dump and water splashing up and grazing my ass. I don't like that.
Oh my gosh. It's the poop water. Dude, I think for me, it's like if I'm in public and I got to look at someone and be like, who raised you? That's a pet peeve of mine. That's insane.
I get it. When you turn the shower nozzle 1 millimeter and it's hotter than the surface of the sun, it's like, wow, how?
That's a good one.
Oh, man.
That's a good one, man. I mean, maybe stepping on a Lego.
Oh, my God.
That's
bro.
a pastime.
Ads that you can't skip.
Oof.
It's like, why am I suffering through this right now?
Yeah, let me touch on that for a sec. The fact that we live in a world right now, man, I feel like I get on my soapbox too much about this type of stuff, but I'm passionate about it and it makes me mad. Like the fact that we live in a world that you can't even close your eyes without seeing ads on the back of your eyelids.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. Like why are there so many advertisements, man? It's just like, it's so frustrating. Like nothing is pure.
Right. Dude,
you know?
this reminds me of, I've told you this story, but extremely pushy salespeople.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I was walking down the belt line and I was like trying to get out of it. I was like, I really couldn't afford it. And she followed me in to the burrito shop that I was going to. She's like walking down the street. I'm like, and it got to the point where she bullied me into donating. I was like, this is crazy. I just wanted her to get away from me.
Dude, that's so
It's like,
funny,
come on,
man.
take no for an answer, dude. Jeez.
I saw someone please fact check this, but I did see a news article headline that was saying some country was willing to sell some of their airspace so they could have drones in the sky that would spell out advertisements for companies.
Wow.
It's like, we can't even look at the fucking stars
Yeah.
without seeing an Arby's commercial. Like, come on, man.
The dude at the convenience store in front of you that needs 9 separate lottery tickets.
Whoa, I've never experienced this one.
Kidding me? He's like, let me get. It's like, I'm just trying to get some gas.
You're not going to win, brother. Get up.
Yeah. Pessimism. Passive aggressive comments. Don't sugarcoat it. We mentioned that. Excessive PDA.
Oof.
I mean, come on, get a room. We talked about littering. Loud snoring was one of mine. I got some buddies who are just lawnmowers. And like sometimes at this stage of my life, it's like the only sometimes now that only happens when like, you know, we're sharing an Airbnb on a trip or it's a bachelor party, but it's just like pipe down over there.
If I'm snoring, wake me up.
Yeah, I mean,
Assault me if I'm snoring, man, please.
people who can't take responsibility, accountability, own it, dude. Being added to nonsense group chats.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Group chats in general.
group chats,
dude.
bro. It's like no one cares, dude. The one-uppers I mentioned. Styrofoam and packaging that crumbles into those little micro pieces.
That stick to your fucking
Yes.
hand.
Drives me nuts, dude.
Ooh. Hang on, I got a good one.
Yeah, go.
People who are so obsessed with celebrity culture.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I mentioned this one.
That one just is annoying. Did you hear what that person did? I don't fucking care.
Dude. Your life's not interesting enough.
Yeah,
if
I
that's
don't
all
care
you
what Johnny
about.
Depp had for breakfast. Like, oh my God.
People that stand up on planes when they're not even close to the front.
Oh,
Sit down.
oh my gosh, dude. That's one of the best ones. And we maybe should splice this clip and put it at the beginning of the episode so everyone sees it.
Yeah, like why, dude?
Oh,
Just sit
dude.
down, dude. Like, oh my God. Coffee snobs, wine snobs, and liquor snobs. Snob culture.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, no one likes you, actually.
I'm a little bit of a snob with coffee. I just don't like coffee that tastes bad.
Well, that's one thing to not like bad coffee.
Right.
But like, if it's like, this is more the bar thing. If you go into a bar and you're like, oh, you don't have Jameson or whatever, but I have a fantastic couple other Irish whiskey options. And then they'll like walk out. It's like, you are strange to me.
you're just drinking Jameson because you want people to know you drink Jameson
You're
at that point.
Weird. You're weird.
Yeah.
And this is my last one. Did you have any more?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, this is my last one. The stop and chat. For sure, Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm made a whole episode about this. But when you run into an acquaintance, and it's just that you have to have that little, oh, how are you doing? Like, no one wants that. Neither of you want it.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to not see each other.
Yeah.
But now you got to do the stop and chat.
Oh, dude. Let's play out how that interaction should go. Ready? We haven't seen each other in 10 years. We cross each other, right? I go,
Oh my God. What's up, man?
still alive? Great. Move on.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't know, just pretending like you care about my life. Like, it doesn't offend me that you don't care about my
Right,
life. We haven't
right,
seen each other in 15 years. Like, I don't care.
Or whatever. Someone you don't know very well, but it's like, oh, I feel like I have to make this.
Yeah.
interaction, but-
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the sentiment is really nice that they,
Right.
you know, but there is a line where it's like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah,
here.
it's usually an acquaintance. If I ran into you and I hadn't seen you in a while, it'd be a big hug. It'd be a whole, oh my
Yeah.
God, what's
Yeah.
up? You know, that's
Would we
different. That's
kiss?
a best friend. Like, I'm talking about like the, oh God.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a couple that I don't really share with people. These are popular pet peeves that I don't really they don't really bother me.
Okay.
Leaving the lights on bothers a lot of people.
That makes me furious.
Yeah, right. I'm like, whatever, dude. Loud chewing and drinking, I don't really care. And people correcting my grammar, I'm fine with that. Like, we talk about the grammar.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
I'm fine with
If
that
people
too.
correct me, oh, whoop, shit.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
Some people get, yeah, whatever, dude, or whatever the kid
Well,
commented.
yeah, because they think you're insulting their intelligence,
Yeah,
which
it's
I
not.
am. But those are good, man. Those are good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How does anger manifest in you, bro? Like, how does it, when you deal with some of this stuff, how
I
does
mean,
it look?
It used to manifest in outbursts.
Outbursts.
Now I just have to take a couple deep breaths.
Yeah.
And I have to recognize, it's really difficult for me to recognize when I'm just offended that I was either called out or, you know, someone was just projecting on me. I'm getting better at recognizing those moments and being like, this is either not worth getting mad about or anger isn't the right response to this.
Right. Me too. Because I used to struggle with some
yeah.
anger issues when I was younger.
Me too.
And stuff. And
It's tough though. It's tough. It's like
when do you feel the most angry? Is there a time of day? For me, the mornings. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. So I can be nasty in the morning.
Afternoons
or when I
for
wake
me.
up. Afternoons.
Afternoons are my scary time. I love the morning. I love the evening, but for some reason, the 1 to 4 p.m. That's why I go to the gym at that time.
Yeah, good. That's good.
So that time slot, for some reason, I just am so irritable, and it's like it's just like a weird twilight zone for me. I don't know. I don't
midday
like it.
slump. Where do you feel it?
In my body?
Yeah, for me, it's a jaw. My jaw clenches up, and I'll feel hot.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like a pit in my stomach, and also I'll feel it's almost as if the hair follicles like start to stand up on my. I'll feel a tingling sensation on the back of my head.
Interesting.
I remember I used to have this friend who he would just say shit that pissed me off all the time, and I would feel my head. It was like it was crazy, and then
yeah, dude. Sometimes I'll get so pissed. So how do you deal with this crap? And like, as you get older, you learn how to manage the anger. Sometimes I'll get so pissed, I'll feel like a fool for getting so pissed, and then I'll start laughing about it.
Right.
And it's gotten to the point where it's gotten hysterical. I've laughed hysterically, and then I'm like, am I losing my fucking mind? Like, am I a crazy? Is this my Joker origin story?
Oh God.
It's wild, but
Yeah.
the deep breaths are big.
Yeah, that's the thing. We spent this whole episode bitching, and so now the question, like you're kind of bringing up now, is how do we deal with this?
Yeah.
Deep breaths. Understand when people are projecting,
Yep.
and when they're actually calling something out in you.
Sometimes I'll remind myself that some people are just idiots, and I'm blessed to hopefully not be one of them.
Yeah,
That helps me sometimes.
yeah, true, man. It's understanding that usually the people who are cutting you off and flipping you off in traffic, and those who are too machismo to move out of the way, or people who are bad tippers, like understanding that in a certain way, those people are suffering.
This helps
In such a deep way that you don't understand because you're not suffering in that way. And like how hard it must be to live a life that is just so centered around insecurity.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're that insecure that you got to be the alpha male, like dude, that's fuck.
I think like knowing like controlling what I can control, which is my own behavior, and letting go of the fact that I can't control other people's behavior.
Yeah.
Just letting karma cook.
Yeah.
Let karma cook. It should
Yeah.
be on the back of a t-shirt.
Hey.
Let karma cook. That helps me kind of,
That's a good one. I like that. It's just kind of letting things go. I have a really tough time with things that are out of my control. And it's something that, going on The Voice, that was, it was a type of situation where it was like, I can only do the best I can do, and whatever happens, happens. And it's like, that's it, man. And, I can't control other people's decisions or why this person would turn around or whatever. It's like, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's their decision. It's like, all I can do is prepare the best I can and do my thing.
Like motto for life, kind of.
Yeah. Just relinquishing that which you can't control, man.
Right.
That's tough.
Right. One last thing that I kind of do is kind of a little more wacko, but have you ever like beaten someone to a pulp in your imagination?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like in my head, I'm pummeling you right now.
Yeah.
And
I'm winning that argument in the shower.
Like your head is now a smear on the pavement. I'll literally visualize it sometimes. I'll go into my trunk in my mind. I like say the dude's honking at me at the green. I'll put my car in park. In my head, I'm walking to the back. I crack the trunk open. I pull out my little league bat, the D Marini. It's got a couple of dents in it from the last time I pummeled somebody in my imagination. In my mind, they'll catch an ass whooping, and I'll crack some skulls. And like, there's probably a therapist that'll watch this and be like, "Hey,
dude,
you need help,
so
bro."
funny.
But I'm not a violent person. I feel like I gotta say that.
I can advocate for that.
Yeah.
Gill's a peaceful little lad.
We can use our words, and sometimes I'll verbally assault people in my mind if someone's a dick to me at the bar. But
all the time.
Sometimes, man, that'll help me cope. And like, I don't know, it's something I gotta work through. But pet peeves, bro.
Pet peeves. Let's take a deep breath. Bang! I'm sweating. I gotta calm down.
Whoa. Might hit a walk.